Imagine this. Tomorrow is your exam. You walk into the classroom. Everyone's flipping through their notes, panicking, whispering formulas to themselves, praying under their breath. But you're calm, confident. You sit down, take a deep breath, and smile because you already know you're ready. Now, pause for a second. How many times has that actually happened to you? If you're like most students, probably not very often. Most of us go into exams feeling nervous, half-prepared, and wishing we had just a little more time. But what if I told you that you don't need to study 12 hours a day or burn yourself out to be a topper? What if there was a way to get better results without feeling miserable the entire time? Today, we're going to talk about exactly that. I'm going to share with you 5 powerful steps to become a topper quickly. And I don't mean quickly, as in some unrealistic overnight success story. I mean steps that actually work fast, because they're smart, practical, and designed for real students with real lives. Why most students struggle, let's be honest. Most students want to score well. Nobody actually enjoys failing or getting average marks, but we get trapped in a cycle. We start late. We cram everything the night before. We get stressed. We promise to do better next time. And then we repeat the same pattern again. Sound familiar? Don't worry, you're not alone. The problem isn't that you're lazy. The problem is that nobody really teaches us how to study smart. School gives us textbooks and teachers, but they rarely teach us how to learn in a way that sticks. That's where toppers are different. Toppers aren't superheroes. They don't have magical brains. They just have a different system, a smarter way of learning that saves them time, energy, and stress. And the good news? You can copy that system. The myth of the born genius. Here's something important to remember. Toppers are not born, they're made. Yes, some people might be naturally quicker at picking things up, but becoming a topper is about habits, not talent. Think about sports. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't become one of the best footballers in the world just by being talented. He practiced harder and smarter than almost everyone else. Same with musicians, entrepreneurs, and yes, even students. So the very first step to becoming a topper is this. Believe that you can, because if you don't, no trick or study method will ever work. What you'll learn in this video. So what exactly are we going to cover? Here's a quick preview. How to learn smart, not hard. No more wasting hours reading without understanding. How to revise like a pro. The trick that keeps information fresh in your brain. How to practice effectively. The step most students skip and regret later. How to build a routine that works, so you stay consistent without burning out. How to build confidence and focus, because your mindset can make or break your results. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear plan that you can start following today. Not next week, not next month. Today. Why this is different from other advice. I know you've probably heard a lot of generic advice before. Study hard. Work on your time management. Stop procrastinating. But here's the thing, that advice is useless unless someone tells you exactly how to do it. In this video, I'm not going to just tell you to study. I'm going to give you real, practical techniques you can actually use, whether you have 1 week left before exams or 3 months. And trust me, these steps work. I've seen average students turn into class toppers just by applying a few of these strategies consistently. Let's get real for a second. Before we jump in, I want you to do something. Take a deep breath. Forget about your past results for a moment. Forget about what people have told you about your abilities. Forget the label of average student or backbencher or slow learner, because none of that matters anymore. What matters is what you do from this point forward. This video isn't just about exams. It's about building habits that will make your entire life easier, because once you learn how to learn, you can apply it to anything. Your career, your hobbies, even your personal goals. Here's my promise to you. If you stay with me till the end, you won't just feel motivated, you'll walk away with a step-by-step action plan that you can start following tonight. But one quick warning, don't just watch this video and then forget about it. Take notes, pause if you need to, apply what you learn. Because watching this video will inspire you, but taking action will transform you. And by the way, step 3 is my personal favorite. It's the step that turns your preparation from, I hope I pass, into, I know I'll do great. So make sure you don't click away before we get there. Alright, enough talk, let's get started. Grab a notebook, sit comfortably, and let's dive into step 1, learning smart, not hard. This is where the transformation begins. Step 1. Learn smart, not hard. So, here we go, the first and most important step to becoming a topper. Learning smart, not hard. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't studying supposed to be hard? Don't toppers study 10-12 hours every day? No. That's one of the biggest myths about toppers. Sure, some people do spend long hours, but the secret isn't about how long they study, it's about how they study. Let's break this down. Why hard work alone isn't enough. Think of studying like filling a bucket. If the bucket has holes in it, it doesn't matter how much water you pour, it will still leak. That's what happens when you study the wrong way. You sit for hours with your book open, but when you try to recall what you learned the next day, poof, it's gone. Sound familiar? This is why just studying hard doesn't guarantee results. You need to fix the holes in the bucket, and that's where learning smart comes in. The power of focused study. Here's the truth. 1 hour of focused study is worth 3 hours of distracted study. Picture this. 2 students have a math exam tomorrow. Student 2 A studies for 4 hours, but keeps checking their phone, watching random videos, and chatting in between. Student B studies for 2 hours, but stays 100% focused. Who do you think remembers more by the end of the day? Exactly, student B. So the first rule of smart learning is focus. How to build focus? You might be wondering, okay, but how do I stay focused? My phone distracts me every 5 minutes. Here's a simple system. Create a distraction-free space. Put your phone in another room if you can, or at least turn on airplane mode, or do not disturb. Use the Pomodoro technique. Study for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. After 4 rounds, take a longer break of 20-30 minutes. This keeps your brain fresh and avoids burnout. Have a clear goal before each session. Don't just sit down and say, I'll study. Instead, say, I will finish chapter 2 problems 1, 10, or I will revise the first 3 topics of history. Clear goals equals focused mind. Prioritize what actually matters. Here's another mistake students make. They try to study everything with equal effort, but not all topics are equally important. If you have limited time, focus on chapters that are frequently asked in exams, concepts you're weak at but are high scoring, formulas, definitions, and key points that give quick marks. You can figure this out by looking at past papers, talking to seniors, or asking teachers what's most likely to come. Toppers do this all the time. They focus on the 20% of topics that give 80% of the marks. This is called the Pareto principle, and it works like magic for exam prep. Active learning versus passive learning. Most students study passively. They just read their books or notes again and again, hoping something will stick. But toppers use active learning, which means they involve their brain in the process. Here's how you can switch from passive to active learning. Teach it to yourself. After reading a topic, close the book and explain it out loud as if you're teaching a friend. If you can explain it clearly, you've learned it. Use the Feynman technique. Write down the topic in simple language as if you're explaining it to a 10-year-old. This shows you exactly where you're still confused. Ask questions. Instead of just memorizing, ask, why does this happen? How does this connect to what I learned before? Can I explain this without looking at the book? Active learning might feel slower at first, but it saves you hours during revision because you actually understand the topic instead of just memorizing it. Break big topics into small chunks. Ever looked at a huge chapter and thought, how will I ever finish this? Here's the trick. Break it down. Instead of thinking, I have to study the whole chapter, think, I'll do the first 3 pages. Then, I'll solve 5 questions. Then, I'll revise this section. Small goals trick your brain into starting. And once you start, momentum builds before you know it. You've completed the whole chapter. Study techniques that actually work. Here are some topper-approved techniques you can try. SKU 3. R. Method. Survey, question, read, recite, review. Survey. Skim the chapter first. Question. Write down questions about the topic. Read. Now read carefully. Recite. Summarize in your own words. Review. Revise what you just learned. Mind maps. Draw diagrams connecting concepts. This helps you see the bigger picture. Flashcards. Great for definitions, formulas, and quick facts. Consistency beats marathon sessions. You don't have to study 8 hours in one day to become a topper. What matters is studying a little every day consistently. Think of it like exercise. You won't get fit by working out for 6 hours once a month. But 30 minutes every day? That will change everything. So, instead of waiting for exam season to start studying, do a little bit daily. Even one focused hour a day can make you a topper over time. Let me tell you about a friend of mine. She was an average student in school, never in the top 10, but she decided to change her approach. Instead of cramming the night before exams, she studied for just 2 focused hours every day. She used active recall, made quick notes, and revised weekly. Within 6 months, she jumped from average grades to being among the top 3 in her class. Her secret wasn't talent, it was learning smart. So, step 1 is simple but powerful. Focus when you study. Use smart techniques like Pomodoro, active recall, and Feynman. Prioritize important topics. Be consistent, study a little every day. If you do just this step, you'll already be ahead of 80% of your classmates. And this is just the beginning. Because once you know how to learn smart, the next step is making sure what you learn actually stays in your brain. And that's what we'll cover in step 2, revising like a pro. Step 2, revise like a pro. Here's the truth most students don't realize. Revision is where toppers win the game. Think about it. You spend hours studying, but if you don't revise, your brain starts forgetting almost immediately. In fact, research shows we forget nearly 50% of what we learn within 24 hours if we don't review it. That's why toppers don't just study once, they revise multiple times. And no, that doesn't mean reading the whole textbook again and again. It means revising smart. Here's a simple system you can follow. First, revision. Within 24 hours of learning something new. This locks the information in your short-term memory. Second, revision. Within 7 days. This pushes the information into long-term memory. Third, revision. Right before the exam. This refreshes your memory and gives you confidence. The best way to revise is to keep it short and focused. Instead of rereading full chapters, make quick notes, mind maps, or flashcards while studying the first time. That way, your revision sessions take minutes instead of hours. Another pro tip? Use active recall during revision. Close the book and try to write down or say out loud what you remember. This trains your brain to retrieve information, the same skill you need during the exam. And don't forget, spaced repetition. Instead of cramming everything in one night, spread your revision out over days and weeks. This is how toppers stay calm before exams because they've been revising. Step 3. Practice. Don't just read. Here's where most students go wrong. They just read and hope to remember. But toppers, practice, practice, practice. Solve past year papers, sample question, mock tests. This does 2 things. It shows you exactly what kind of questions will come. It trains your brain to think faster under pressure. Think of it like sports. You can't just read about football and expect to score a goal. You have to get on the field and play. Step 4. Build a healthy routine. A tired mind can't focus, no matter how hard you try. Toppers know this. They take care of their sleep, eat well, and exercise a little every day. You don't have to go to the gym. Even a 10-minute walk can improve focus. Also, stay away from all-night cramming sessions. Your brain works best when it's well rested. Sleep is not a waste of time. It's actually when your brain organizes and stores what you studied. Step 5. Believe you can do it. This might sound cheesy, but trust me, your mindset decides your results. If you keep saying, "I'm not smart enough," or "I can't be a topper," you've already lost half the battle. Toppers aren't born with special brains. They just believe they can do it, and then they put in consistent effort. Start visualizing yourself, scoring high. Tell yourself, "I can do this." It might feel weird at first, but it works. Confidence makes your brain perform better, and that alone can improve your results. Common mistakes to avoid. Before we wrap up, here are 3 mistakes you should avoid if you want to become a topper. Multitasking. Stop scrolling your phone while studying. Procrastinating. Start early. Even 20 minutes a day is better than last-minute panic. Comparing with others. Focus on your own progress. Quick recap. Let's quickly recap the 5 steps. Learn smart, not hard. Focused, active learning. Revise like a pro. Multiple revisions at the right time. Practice. Don't just read. Solve questions and mock tests. Build a healthy routine. Sleep, eat well, and move your body. Believe you can do it. Mindset matters more than you think. Becoming a topper doesn't mean being perfect. It means being consistent. Follow these steps for just 1 month and see the difference for yourself. And remember, it's not about competing with others, it's about being the best version of you. If this video helped you, hit the like button, share it with a friend who needs motivation, and subscribe for more practical tips like this. Because trust me, your journey to becoming a topper has already started. Right here, right now. So, those were the 5 steps to become a topper quickly. Learn smart, revise often, practice well, take care of yourself, and believe you can do it. Start with just 1 step today, even if it's only 30 minutes of focused study. Small, consistent actions create big results. If this video helped you, like it, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more tips to study smarter and stay motivated. You've got this. Your journey to the top starts today.